Welcome to online English class. This is level 2, lesson number 6 for April 22nd, part 1. Today, we're going to do the warm-up. We're going to learn how to count money and some basic math vocabulary. Then we're going to review Unit 7, Lesson B and C, and we're going to work in the workbook for Lesson C. You are probably watching this video between April 22nd and May 6th. This video was filmed on April 20th. So let's start the warm-up. Today is Monday. The date is April 20th, 2020. The month is April, the date is 20, and the year is 2020. A420. Let's check the weather for today. The weather for today is partly cloudy, or here it says mostly sunny. So the weather today is sunny or partly cloudy. I'm going to put sunny. The weather is sunny. The temperature is 68 degrees. The temperature is 68 degrees. It feels mild. Okay, let's talk about yesterday. When we're talking about yesterday, we're talking about the past. So, what is to be in the past for this? So, normally we would say today the weather is. What's the past tense of is? We say yesterday the weather was. Yesterday the weather was rainy. Tomorrow the weather, since we're talking about tomorrow, tomorrow is in the future. So we say tomorrow the weather will be. Let's look at the weather for tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tuesday. The weather will be sunny. So tomorrow the weather will be sunny. Let's do the temperature for tomorrow. Since we're talking about tomorrow, we're talking about the future. So we don't say tomorrow the temperature is. We say tomorrow the temperature will be. Tomorrow the temperature will be a low of 46 and a high of 73. Here. For the weather, we have two numbers. One number is the high number. This is the high temperature. And one number is the low temperature. This is the low temperature. So, 46 and 73. Tomorrow, the temperature will be between 46 and 73. See, down here, this is the weather for tomorrow. This is the temperature for tomorrow. This is the high temperature, and this is the low temperature. So, tomorrow, the temperature will be between 46 and 73 degrees. So, for you, what is today? What is the date for you? What is the date you were watching this video? What is the weather? What is the temperature? How does it feel? And then tell me the weather yesterday and the weather tomorrow. Alright, let's talk about money. We're going to use the level 1 book to learn about some money today. It's okay if you don't have the book. We're only looking at one page. So, right now I'm looking at page 91 in the level 1 book. We're going to talk about money. So, we have a bunch of money here, but let's look at this first. This is called a credit card, and this is called a debit card. Okay, so, and this is called a check. Okay, so this is a debit card, this is a credit card, and this is a debit card. This is for your bank. Now, I want to talk about everything else here, everything else but not the cards. So, a coin is the round metal money. These are coins. Another word for coin is change. This marker doesn't work. Okay, so these pieces of money, the round metal money, we call these coins or change. Coins or change. Now, the paper money here, the paper money, we call them bills. So these are coins and these are bills. And together they make cash. Cash is coins and bills. So cash is everything here, but not the cards. No cards. All of this is cash. The coins and the bills are cash. Here's the word cash. Cash is coins and bills. So sometimes you'll hear people say cash or card when you go shopping. Cash or card. It means, how do you want to pay? Do you want to pay with cash or do you want to pay with card? And remember, cash is coins, change, and bills, paper money. That's cash. Card is your credit card or your debit card. So let's review how much everything is worth. Actually, let's do this first. How much is it worth? This marker doesn't work. It's my marker. Okay. So, how much is it worth? Worth. Worth means value. What is the value? Okay, so a $1 bill. A $1 bill is worth $1. This $1 bill is worth $1. So when we ask how much is it worth, we're asking how much money. The $1 bill is worth $1. This is a quarter. A quarter is worth 25 cents. There are 100 cents in a dollar. There are 100 cents in a dollar. So this is a quarter. A quarter is worth 25 cents. So it takes 4 quarters to be the same as $1. All right, so let's start with the coins. This is a penny. How much is a penny worth? A penny is worth 1 cent. This is a nickel. A nickel is worth 5 cents. This is a dime. A dime is worth 10 cents. A quarter is worth 25 cents. A $half is worth 50 cents. Nobody uses this. I don't see this ever. I never see this. Okay? And then we have a $1 bill, a $5 bill, a $10 bill, and a $20 bill. So, last question. How much money do I have? I have 10. I have 10 $1 bills, 2 $5 bills, 3 quarters, and 6 pennies. So I have 10 $1 bills, 2 $5 bills, 3 quarters, and 6 pennies. How much money do I have? All right, so let's start with the $1 bills. I have $1 bills. How many of them do I have? I have 10 of them. And then let's do the $5 bills. How many $5 bills do I have? I have 2 $5 bills. Quarters. How much is a quarter worth? A quarter is worth 25 cents. How many quarters do I have? I have 3 quarters. And then pennies. How much is a penny worth? A penny is worth 1 cent. How many pennies do I have? I have 6 pennies. All right. This is my $1 bill, and I have 10 of them. So I have $10. 1 times 10 equals 10. My $5 bills, I have 2 of them. 5 times 2 equals 10. My quarters are worth 25 cents. I have 3 quarters. 25 times 3 equals 75 cents. And my pennies, I have 6 pennies. 1 times 6 equals 6. So I have 10, 75 cents, 6 cents. If I add these numbers, the 10, I have $20. And 75 plus 6 equals 81. So I have $20.81. I have ten $1 bills, 2 $5 bills, 3 quarters, and 6 pennies. 10 $1 bills, 2 $5 bills, so that's $10, and this is $10. 3 quarters is 75 cents. 6 pennies is 6 cents. So in total, the total is $20.81. All right, so now we're going to review Lesson B in your book. Lesson B is about comparing 2 things, only 2 things. So, when we compare 2 things, we talk about the adjective. Right? When we talk about the adjective, we need to know how many syllables it has, how many syllables the word has. So if it has 1 syllable, we add ER to the end. If it has more than 1 syllable, we write more. If it ends with the letter Y, we change Y to IER. All right, so let's do the ER first. Adjectives with 1 sound, 1 syllable, like the word cheap. Cheap becomes cheaper. Okay, 1 syllable. More than 1 syllable. Okay? So if an adjective has more than 1 syllable, like the word beautiful, we write the word more before the word. So beautiful. Beautiful becomes more beautiful. Here, the word cheap has 1 sound in it. Cheap, 1 syllable. Because it only has 1 syllable, we add ER to the end, cheaper. But the word beautiful has 3 sounds in it. Beautiful. Because it has 3 sounds, we write more beautiful. We don't say beautifuler because this is only for 1 sound. This has a lot of sounds, so we say more beautiful. And if an adjective ends with the letter Y, like heavy. We change the Y for IER. We change heavy to heavier. Now, let's compare more than two things. So this is for 3 or more things. If we have 3 things, we're comparing many things. The adjective describes the thing. It describes it. All right, so if we have an adjective that is only 1 syllable, we write est at the end of the word. So let's use cheap. Cheap. Cheap has 1 sound, cheap. So if we're comparing many things, if we want to talk about the thing that is the cheapest, we talk about something that is the cheapest. This is the most cheap. We say cheapest. If the adjective has more than 1 sound, more than 1 syllable in it, we say the most blank. The most. So let's use beautiful again. Beautiful. We would say the most beautiful. So when we're comparing 2 things, we say more beautiful. But when we're talking about a lot of things, we say the most beautiful. And then for Y, we change Y to IEST. So heavy becomes the heaviest. All right, in your workbook, we're going to open your workbook to page 82. On page 82, we're talking about adjectives and we're comparing 2 things or many things. So, you don't really need to know this word, but this word means comparing 2 things. This is comparing 2 things, and this is comparing 3 or more things. So this is for 2 things. This is for 3 or more things. All right, so the adjective is expensive. If we're comparing 2 things, we say one is more expensive. If we're comparing 3 or more things, we say the most expensive. So let's do cheap. How many syllables is the word cheap? Cheap. There is 1 syllable, so we write ER. So we say cheaper. If we're comparing 3 or more things, we add EST to the end, so we say cheapest. Cheapest. Friendly. Friendly ends with the letter Y. So we change friendly to IER at the end. So friendly becomes friendlier. Friendlier. This is for 2 things. Now let's do 3 or more things. We change the Y to IEST. The friendliest. Oh, this is the cheapest, the friendliest. When we're talking about 3 or more things, we have to write the before the adjective. Good. Good is an irregular word. So when we're comparing 2 things, good becomes better. When we're comparing 3 or more things, good becomes the best. New. New. How many syllables is in the word new? New. So, new, if we're comparing 2 things, we write ER at the end. Newer. If we're talking about 3 or more things, we write EST at the end. Newest. The newest. Heavy. Heavy ends with the letter Y. So we replace Y with I-E-R. Heavier. When we're comparing 3 or more things, we write the heavy, and then we replace Y with I-E-S-T. The heaviest. All right? So I want you to finish this, and I'll tell you the answers in just a second. All right. These are all the answers. So, low. How many syllables is in the word low? Low. Low has 1 syllable, so we write ER and EST for 3 things. Beautiful. Beautiful. Because it has more than 1 syllable, we just write more. More beautiful. If we're talking about 3 things, we say the most beautiful. Pretty ends with the letter Y, so we replace the letter Y and we write prettier. For 3 things, we say the prettiest. Crowded, more crowded, the most crowded. Comfortable, more comfortable, the most comfortable. Nice, nicer, the nicest. All right, you can finish the rest.